right, everyone. Welcome to our little huddle for the Richards team this week. Again, reminder that next week we're going to hit chapter 4 of Keep Your Love On. How do you keep your love on in relationships when it's hard, or even when you just want to grow in that area? Maybe, like, I even think about people that I'm new to loving, new people in my family, and it's hard to create connection, but this book is so good. So anyway, chapter 4 next week. The only thing is I'll be traveling. I am traveling back from California. So I was going to ask, I know that Julie was busy all of March, but it is April 1st, our next call. So I was really hoping, yeah, it's Tuesday, April 1st. April Fool's Day. So I was hoping that somebody could host or at least open the room for a discussion around some of these ideas on really growing your business and connecting with people that we're going to talk about tonight, and then also the book for a few minutes. So hi, Callie. Hi, Monica. Hi, Kristen. And let's go ahead. Hi, my friend.
I'm here. I'm just unloading my dishwasher.
That's okay. You do you. Okay, so let me share my screen. I want to kind of rewind. So as you know, my goal is to attract new clients. I had pledged to you guys that I would lead from the front and that I would be adding new and that I would be working with reactivations for sure. But my goal that I remember a few weeks ago, we said we got to start setting goals again, because like we became a goal-less team, whether that was our health goalless, which is usually the decline of our business too. Like as soon as our health is like, I don't know, then our business looks the same. So it's always good to have that. What's my next health goal? And it doesn't have to be immediate. It could be like in the next year, in the next 6 months, in the next 3 months. But I think all of us just admitting that when we don't have goals that are specific, smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, time tested, that we just flounder, right? And nothing good comes from that. So we said we were going to start setting goals. So I told you guys, I want to get healthy physically. I want to get some body fat off. I'm fighting perimenopause. I'm doing all the things, resetting, getting sharp on my nutrition, my workouts, my water, my sleep, my supplements. So I'm doing that. That's my goal, is like not just to say I'm in menopause and gain 30 pounds, but to say I'm in menopause and I am learning how to stay very healthy and vibrant in that season of life where a lot of my peers just kind of throw in the towel, right? That was my physical goal. So this is me sharing mine so that you can share yours back. Maybe today, next week, that you're like, you know what, I don't have a goal. What is it? The next thing is with my business, I said that I wanted to hit my client assist bonus at full 7%. Last month I said, and this month. I did it last month and I am doing it this month. I am one client away from hitting the 7% again. So that is $700 for my family, that because my frontline also is above 10,000 again. And this is just me getting out of my house. That's all that it took, was get out of my house and meet people and start posting valuable things again, and not just posting whatever I want willy-nilly, grandkids, whatever, but really looking like a health coach and acting like a health coach and posting like a health coach. So that's what's going on. Now I went to a gym, and remember I said you guys can do this too. You can do it for MOPS, mothers of preschoolers. You can do it for your church. You can do it for groups, your community, if you have an HOA. Like, I want you to think not about, oh, let me get into a new group, but really, what groups am I already in that I'm not even raising my hand and saying, I'm a health coach, I help people transform, and I'd be willing to have free classes here to help people understand, the science of fat loss. So with that, I went to a gym and I taught a class on fat burn, right? And we went over the quiz last week, and I think that you guys remember that, right? Where we went, let me just see if I can find that really quick. Yeah, just for refresher, we went over this quiz that I went and asked them, and we had talked about like, hey, this can be posts that we're going to start making. We can go live about this stuff. Um, we can do this in Nourished Fit and Nourished. We can, yeah, we can ask our clients, my gosh, why can't we put it in Nourished and just say, hey, how much of this do you know? Like $10 wellness credit for the first person that gets 100 and gets it back to their coach, whatever, like just engaging people. And what we learned about this little quiz is that you guys know a lot more than you give yourself credit for. So I did this quiz, I did this class, they loved it. And then I told you that out of that, I had a sign-in sheet and I asked them if they wanted an individual health assessment. And all 10 of them said they did. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of the 10 actually talked to me. 2 out of the 10 are ordering. Okay, so I do an order. I've already done one order. Actually, no, 3 out of the 9 are ordering. I have another one this Thursday. So the cool thing is, here's what I did for them. I told them also, and you can do this for people. Think of the YMCA. Think of like anybody. I said I will put together a diet bet challenge for your gym. Okay. So she was like, oh my gosh, you would do that for me. I'm like, absolutely. So let me kind of show you what that looks like here. Let me share my screen. I'm going to share a couple things. So, not that. Here's the diet bet challenge. And I go to my games and I did, this is their logo, Redeemed Fitness Fat Loss Challenge. And it actually starts April 1st. But they start doing like invite players. That's $35. They're going to try to lose 4% of their body weight in 4 weeks. And then I'm letting them know that I can help, right? So some are going to be on Optavia, some are not. I've had quite a few, like two couples were like, we can't afford it. Maybe we can get our EAA from you in our way, which I'm working on. But like the full-blown 4, 2, and 1 and all that, I only have a few takers, but I'm really happy with 3 orders out of such a small class, you know? And so I did this for them. So you could do this for people. You could easily say at a credit union, say your niece works at a credit union. You could say, do you know that I can run health challenges for your HR department? Yeah, everybody wants to be healthier, less sick days. You know, I run health challenges. I'll take care of everything. You guys just have to be added, right? So easy. And all I did was take their little logo off of here, which was really cool. Or you guys can run a challenge again with some of your clients. Like, what's to say you can't do a challenge and do a newsletter to all the clients who haven't ordered in 180 days because they're still going to get $205 off for, oh God, what day are we on? 25. So the deal is you guys have got 1, 2, 3, 4 business days to say, hey, are you guys lost? Spring into summer, let's go. So here's that. All right, next thing I did is, and this is a little bit of work, but I could easily pass it over to you. And guys, I don't have a lot of clients, so I have lots of time. Okay, I'm not doing lots of check-ins and all that. I wish I was. Who raised their hand? Kristen?
Sorry, I'm still doing dishes. Okay, so I have a question. So do you know what the cost is, the breakdown for a 5 and 1 and a 4 and 2 with the 205 off? I was going to go into Eric's old account and play with the numbers there, but do you know what it is for clients that already have the books and stuff off the top of your head?
It's 320 to 326.
Okay, that was
5 and 1.
that was with just the 115 off, I thought. I didn't think that was with the 205. You think that's with the 205?
That's the last order I just did was 3. Yeah, I put in a few orders.
Okay, so about 326. And then what rewards are they getting? Is it 10 or 30?
30
for the
off.
next
Month 2 is 90
Okay.
off. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that because I've been reaching out to a few, but I wanted to make sure that like the numbers, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot it's 205. I didn't know if my numbers were off.
Yeah, and then while we're on that topic, before I go to my little PowerPoint, just because I think this is cool, is like I did this with Allie the other day for a coach that she's got on her team. So let me just show you this. She's starting a new coach, and we were just playing around with like customized plans, right? So what's cool is like we're always so used to hitting the lose the weight button with Optavia, like lose weight, GLP-1 support. When you guys have 10 minutes, play with these buttons because this maintain my weight one, okay, because this girl needs to gain weight. She's underweight. So they don't have a gain weight, but they have a maintain my weight. So I click that. And then when I go down, it's showing the optimization plan for her. And so you click that, right? Where you're like, okay, well, what's that? So, because she does need to gain weight. Well, check this out. This starts at 261.84. And this is just for people like we're meeting people all over, right? Not everybody needs to lose weight. Not everybody's willing to do 5-in-1. But a lot of people are like, girl, I know I'm missing my protein. Like, and I know I'm missing my fiber. So my big message in my feed is, are you sure you're getting your protein, fiber, and water? You know? And you could just work with me as a coach to hit your protein, fiber, and water. And we have a plan. Well, look how cool this is. They get their vitamin pack, the Ascend. They get the Ascend line, and then they can eat one lean and green, two lean and greens, the flavors of home. This is a great plan for 261, $9 a day, vitamins, meals, and you could throw some lean and greens in there, and they're still going to be under $300. So this was really cool. And Allie was like, where did you find that plan, right? Well, check this out. So it says on the optimization plan, 2 Ascend meals, 2 lean and greens. This is someone that needs to just be healthy and not eat like crud, okay? Their vitamins, their water, and their amino acids. And what they're saying, calculate their TEE. So this is really cool. I think this is really cool. Kristen, did you have a question about this one? Or
No,
how?
no. So what I was going to say is I'm very big on getting people to consider what their dinners look like or their lean and greens. So I obviously, have people order lean and greens from us, but remember, it's gotten very tricky on how to find them. You know that when I called nutrition support, nutrition support, but not nutrition support, but like the people that help with the orders,
Yeah.
they did not know how to put one at a time in there so that you can get your clients rather than buying a box of each. Encourage clients to order one or two of each, and that gets you 12 lean and greens in there. But you do know that, like the person I dealt with didn't know how to do that. So we just need to make sure our coaches know how to go find that.
Yeah, we did that last week.
Okay.
I showed them your little trick of like how to do, like scroll down, look at the nutrition,
Yes.
and go to the one. Yeah, we did that on our last team call because I was telling them with all these discounts, you don't have to give the $205 away. Like I'm dealing with some people that are not penny pension, and I'm telling you right now, I don't give them the whole 205 off. I suck it up with lean and greens and snacks, and they still get like $100 off, and they're very, very happy. But not everybody needs a discount, right? So like get them more product, maybe even get them their vitamins, like something, right? So that your average sale is higher, your front line is growing, they're getting a heck of a deal. They get $90 off the next month. So with that $90 off, have a plan for them. Like say, hey, next month, I want to start you on vitamins, like, or I want to start you on EAAs because this month we're just going to learn how to eat 6 times a day. But like to your point, Kristen, I think it's a great idea to say, oh, you're gonna come home and not have dinner at least 6 times this month. So I got you 6 meals that are ready to go. Like you're not gonna fail. That's a great way to spend another 50 bucks of their money and they're still getting a killer deal on everything. So I wanted to show you guys that. If we go back, this is what's just kind of fun is playing with all, the different things on the website, and it explains everything right here to them. Like, remember I told you 20 grams of protein or more, we need that fiber, we need that water. We're just gonna start tracking protein, fiber, and water. And I wanted to tell you guys this because if you work with gyms or you work with people that are not ready or they're on a GLP-1, these are awesome ways to start helping them and meet them where they're at. Okay, so if you back this up a little bit more, you're gonna see like, well, what happens if I click the lose weight button? You know, which kits come up from there, and you get to see, you know, oh, okay, I want to evaluate these two kits. I don't know why it's not going back to like the main page here, but you guys get the idea. So let me now show you my PowerPoint that I did, and I'm happy to share this with you guys. I'm going to be offering this to the YMCA and other people, but this one was specific to this little gym that I'm working with, and then we're going to go to dinner or coffee with the owners. And I'm just forging relationships with people in my community that I know that this is how I grew my business the first time, and I'm doing it again, okay? Because I want to have a $10,000 a month income. And that means I've helped a lot of people in Rockwall, Texas to get healthy. So this is what I put together for them. Integrate your nutrition into your fitness goals for a more predictable transformation. So where do you guys go where they're working on their fitness goals? And you're saying I can help them to integrate their nutrition, okay? The goal that you have, it's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm actually doing this PowerPoint for the gym tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The whole gym is getting on a Zoom, and we're going through this so that they can start their challenge on April 1st. The owner is like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, I had no idea that you were going to provide all this value. And you guys, you're doing them a solid. Like, they're definitely going to order through you because they're going to feel like you're taking care of stuff that they don't have time to do at the gym. So I let them know that, you know, their mindsets, their attitude, their skill sets, their actions, their habits, their character, and then their identity of becoming a healthy person is ultimately, you know, what they're wanting. I let them know before the challenge. This is the baseline of what I'm teaching them before the challenge. The first law of thermodynamics is your TEE. Energy in, energy out. Take your weight, multiply it times 11 times 1.2 because these guys are CrossFitters. Okay, this is a CrossFit gym. So what's that number? I tell them use a food tracker, record every bite, right? Thou shalt not fool thyself. I recommend Chronometer. It's free. It's a free scanner. It's easy to use. If you want to lose a pound a week, you need to eat negative 500 calories a day for 7 days. That averages about negative 3,500 calories, which is about a pound a week. If you do not track the math, it'll be off and you won't see as much predictability. So this is me giving generic Optavia advice to people that I hope to work with through EAAs, Way, 5-in-1, 4-2-1, but I'm giving away the value like Bob Heilig reminds us to do, and I'm just trusting in the process of relationships that they will appreciate it and someday become my client, right? Or refer me a client. Muscle eats fat at rest. It's our fountain of youth, so we're not going to burn muscle. What are we going to do on the challenge? We're going to track their protein, fiber, water. We're going to hit 0.8 grams of protein. So I give them an example. I'm 5'3". Healthy weight for me is 124. So my range for protein is 99 to 124 grams a day. I aim for 2 meals a day that have 30 grams of protein or more. I use protein forward snacks in between, fuelings or Ascend. Fruits and veggies for carbs and fiber, not chips and rice and potatoes, right? If you need carbohydrates for CrossFit, you don't have to eat potatoes and rice. You can eat apples, oranges, things like that. Staying within their TEE and reducing it by 500 calories so they can lose weight and body fat, and then their water and taking an essential amino acid. So I think that when the challenge gets started, I'm going to have a lot of active orders. Just weigh and remember that Optavia is giving you kickers on a $150 order. So they're not saying, oh, it has to be a 5-in-1. They're saying a new client is $150 or more. So if they just want to buy EAAs and whey from you, that's beautiful, okay? They're going to have 1 to 2 whey shakes a day. They're essential amino acids, creatine, collagen. These are all supplements to see a gain in muscle. I'm appealing to my audience because these are CrossFit people. They care about muscle, okay? Protein, Divide your protein goals up by the number of times you eat in a day. The number becomes more doable. You want 2 meals at over 30 MPS or more. And then what's left should be your snacks to hit your protein, your whey, that. Drink your EAA with one of your MPS meals. If you're not sure, it helps. It's caffeine free, and you can drink it up to twice a day. And then I'm giving them a protein cheat sheet. Because remember, a lot of them are just going to get healthy. They're not going to be on a program with me. The goal for fiber, I'm telling them it's 25 to 30 grams a day. Hey, if they're on Ascend, one bagel bar is 10 grams of fiber, okay? One brownie bar. Those are big hitters, you guys, to hit your fiber. Fiber supplements, if you can't hit the number, Metamucil, psyllium husk tablets, whatever you got to do. Remember, fiber removes toxins and helps control your blood sugar. Water, solution to pollution, you guys know all this. EAA's electrolytes count as water when your brain's hungry or it's really thirsty. It's calorie free. I give them a guideline. Sleep, right? Protect your sleep. It's critical for fat loss and building muscle. In order to 10x your health, you got to 10x your habits. I'm going to invite them to win the day calls. I'm going to invite each one of these people to win the day calls. Working with a coach creates more precision. So I want to give you this because you can play with this. I had a girl, she's like, I don't want to do Optavia. I'm allergic to everything under the sun, you know, one of those. And I said, that's fine. It's $99 a month to work with me. And you get daily support calls, and I will give you a nutrition plan. Hit your protein, fiber, and water, and you get 3 check-ins with me at 15 minutes each. She's going to pay me $99 a month just for that, okay? What's to say you can't do that if they're not a fit right now? You guys are health coaches. You're GLP-1 certified. You have all these things. Yes, we all want them on Optavia, but if it's a showstopper, you can still help them, okay? And you guys know a lot to help them. Just calculating their TEE, their protein, all that, they're going to be like, wow. MPS plans and all of that. So here's my offering. MPS plan is the active plan. EAAs and whey starts at $159. Master's plan that includes food, behavioral program. It starts at $75 a week to $100 a week. That's 5-in-1, 4-2-1. Meal replacements, supplements provided, plus all of the above basic plan offerings. And then a master's class is every 4 to 6 weeks where I'm going to go to the gym and teach one topic, just one topic, every 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm asking for $5 a person, or we can do it via Zoom. And they've already committed to at least 3 more classes. Last time when I was there, there's probably 15 people that were there. So let's just see, I'm not super awesome at math, but there was 15 people. I would make $75 for the hour, and then I would get them on one or more of these plans, hopefully, to be working with me, okay? And then they all know somebody. So I'm thinking outside the bun, okay? I'm ready to add lots and lots of new clients, new coaches, and life is messy and it's busy, but I'm getting out there. And I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing. If you want this PowerPoint, I will be more than happy to email it to you, and you can tweak it, and you can start offering these kind of services to places that you know, where you're like, I could do the fitness quiz at a credit union and do, like, I used to do credit unions, I used to do teachers' lounges, like, they would all be, teachers are always trying to lose weight, I swear they are. So it's always like some new thing, right? So why not just say, hey, I want to put some health challenges together and, you know, do that. So what are any questions, any comments? That's my idea on how to grow your business. It's working because prayerfully and you know, that I'll hit that one more client. I put her order in Thursday, but it feels good to have 7 new clients 2 months in a row. It feels really good. So any questions or anything you guys want to chat about before we jump off? What are your thoughts? What are your fears? What are your thoughts?
I agree with this, Michelle. I agree with it. I need to get out of the house. It's sometimes I make an excuse of like it's hard to be up here in this small community, but like my old neighbors, he heard their son just opened a new gym. I haven't been over there yet, so that's a great place to like go and visit. So we do have like it's just smaller up here in some places, but I just like you said, be a little creative. I really need to think about that.
Yeah. And I'll show you what I did real quick. Let me just, I don't know if I can get in here. Let me see. Yeah. Facebook. Okay, so see, I just took my little text art and I just put my Zoom number and it's tomorrow. And she was like, "Oh my God, thank you for doing that," and now she can send it in her thing for her fitness. So this stuff takes us minutes, we do this with our posts and all that. So you guys have the skill set, and if you don't, I'll show you how to do it. If you line up something like this and you're like, I'm scared, I'll do the Zoom with you. I'll do the quiz. I'll do the Zoom kickoff for their challenge. Like, see it, do it, teach it. I have no problem doing that. So if you're like, I have, like Michelle, maybe you go there and, hey, what are you guys going to do for nutrition? What are you going to do to integrate nutrition to make their physical transformation more predictable? Knowing that it's 80%. They're going to look at you most likely and say, oh, we're really not going to get into that. We'd love to have a partner in that. And you can say that I would love to do that. I would love to give each one of your members a complimentary health assessment, at least start helping them hit their protein, fiber, and water. And, or if they have midlife concerns or they don't know about creatine, like there's so many things you guys know. So, Kristen, is your hand still up or do you have
No, no. What I was going to share was you were talking about teachers, and I have a teacher that I've been working with since October, or a picture from October, and she's down 91 and a half pounds. Like she still has a ways to go, but like she buys the Optavia meals, she buys the Optavia snacks. She now is struggling with the amount of attention she's getting from people at work. Just coming off a spring break, I said, okay, are you ready when you go back? Like you thought Christmas was bad. Watch out now. And it's funny because I thought I dropped it in this chat, but I don't think it worked. So I'll send it in Contenders. I already told her the clothes that she's wearing in the picture she sent me, they're too big. And we're trying to get her to think ahead, like, because today she was like, oh my God, I'm so tired of making fuels one at a time. So she's now interested in baking. I sent her your chicken fuel. I told her how mine was a mess. That's that voice text you got today, by the way. So it's just really kind of like working with the people where they kind of want to work with. And when I say in my 6 years of coaching, I have never in my life had a client drop numbers like this girl. I thought other people were rule followers. No, she faithfully drops 4 to 5 pounds a week. She eats out, she does all of the things. And she's on win calls Monday through Friday and absolutely 100% does not miss those.
Yeah, that's the ticket right there. I mean, the secret to her success. She's doing the mindset and the nutrition, which is huge. So that is super awesome. And I would just let her know, like, hey, you're gonna get a lot of attention. Let me just help you. Just say, Kristen Reyes, call my coach, call my coach. I don't want to explain it. Call my coach. If you're seriously interested, let me connect you in a three-way with her. I'm imagining you're probably gonna have some good referrals from her transformation because they're going to be blown away at like, how'd you do that? And I think what's neat too is when a lot of people are wondering, is it just the GLP-1s that can produce those kind of results, And no dig on those. That's a viable path for many people. But it's really neat to see that we can get those same results without it, and a lot of people are wondering, do I have to do the shot if I don't want to do the shot, and a lot of people don't want to philosophically, and they don't realize that they can get these crazy results, like your clients can as well. So lots of options for lots of people. I do want to not forget about our GLP-1 client base that is definitely needing help, and they may not know about Ascend. They still may not know about it. So I'm just wondering, how are you guys getting the word out? Don't be afraid to post stuff about like, hey, a lot of you have probably chosen this route. Congratulations for taking yourself on. Um, just a little drop today about covering your protein when you're on the shot. Don't forget, that's the most important, nutrient for you guys. I'm here. I can show you how to get your protein. Like, don't forget that the GLP-1ers are still at risk for losing their muscle and not fat, right? So we can help with that. Um, that's about it. We'll just finish up the recording, and then, like I said, next week, if someone can volunteer just to open the room and maybe talk about the book, and maybe I'll throw like a topic out there for you guys to work on. If someone could just facilitate, that would be awesome. And maybe I can come up with something for you guys to bounce around for next week. Like maybe it's, next week's question is like, how am I going to add new clients every month? What is going to be my goal there? I don't have a goal. I just hope for the best, right? Maybe I'll get one. But maybe not. Maybe you guys get a little sharper on that together and figure out, like, if I were to add 3 to 5 clients, whether it's reactivations, referrals, or whatever, what would my plan be to do that? So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out tonight. I know everybody's busy in the evenings. I love you guys, and I hope that if you play with some of this stuff, that just have fun and play with your business. And lead with your health. Same old, same old. All right. Take care. We'll talk to you all soon.